All right, let's talk about AI. I mean, it's everywhere, right? You can't open a browser or scroll through your feed without hearing about the latest mind-blowing breakthrough. But behind all those futuristic headlines, there's a much quieter and maybe more practical revolution happening. So today, we're going to look past all that hype and see how businesses are actually using AI to solve real-world problems. So, what's really driving this whole thing? You have to wonder, are all these companies, from the tiny startups to the huge corporations, just chasing the latest trend? Or is there something deeper going on here, a more fundamental shift at play? To really figure that out, we need a simple way to break it down. And it's actually pretty simple. We're going to tackle this by asking three basic questions. Why are businesses even doing this? How are they managing to implement it? And what is the actual tangible impact? This simple why, how, and what is going to be our guide. Okay, so first up, the why. Now, instead of just guessing or using anecdotes, we're going to look at what the research actually says. A really comprehensive review of 50 different academic papers on this very topic gives us a fascinating, data-driven look at the real motivations. And the results? Well, they're pretty telling. When you boil all that research down, two big reasons just jump right to the top, each one making up a quarter of the pie: optimizing costs and improving the customer experience. This tells you that for most businesses, AI isn't some sci-fi experiment. Nope, it's about solving very real, very core business challenges, right here and now. So let's dig into that a little. Cost optimization is pretty straightforward. It's about using AI to do more with less, making every single process smarter and leaner. Then there's better customer experience. That could be anything from an intelligent chatbot that solves your problem instantly to those personalized recommendations that just feel like magic. And right behind those, you've got businesses using AI to sift through mountains of data for smarter decision-making. And of course, to automate all those tedious, repetitive tasks that, let's be honest, nobody really wants to do. Okay, so we get the motivation, we get the why, but that brings up the next obvious question. How in the world are they actually doing it? You might be thinking this requires a whole army of data scientists and coders, but the reality is surprisingly accessible. This brings us to the how. And here's the real game changer. You do not need to be a programmer anymore to build things with AI. Seriously, the rise of these so-called no-code and low-code platforms is making this technology available to everyone. Just think of them like digital Legos. You can snap different apps and services together to create these incredibly powerful automations, all without writing a single line of code. The focus really shifts from complex coding to just creative problem solving. And it generally follows a really simple four-step process. First, you just find a repetitive task. Then you pick a no-code tool, something like Zapier or Power Automate. Third, you build out the workflow using simple if this, then that logic. And finally, you measure the impact. How much time did you save? How much effort? It's a clear, manageable way to get real results fast. So we've covered the motivation and the method, the why and the how. Now for what I think is the most important part, the what. What is the true impact here? What makes AI a fundamental shift and not just, another software update? This quote from the academic research really just nails it. It says, AI tools should be treated as lifelong learners who continuously improve with experience. This is the key mindset shift. We have to stop thinking of AI as a static tool, like a calculator, and start seeing it as a dynamic partner that literally learns and grows right alongside us. And this slide just breaks that difference down perfectly. See, on one side, you have traditional software. It runs on fixed rules. A programmer explicitly tells it, if X happens, you do Y. It's predictable, it's static, it does the same thing every time. But AI works completely differently. You don't give it the rules. Instead, you feed it a ton of data and examples of the outcome you want, and it learns the patterns to figure out the rules for itself. And that means it's dynamic. It can actually get better at its job over time. This is a fundamental change in how we build and interact with technology. And if you need any more proof of just how fast this is all moving, get this. Of all the academic research that was analyzed in the review we've been talking about, a staggering 88% of it was published in just the last couple of years. This field isn't just growing, it's exploding. We are living right in the middle of this transformation. So we've gone all the way from the high-level why down to the practical how and landed on the profound what. Now let's bring this all back home and think about your first step. We've unpacked the why, those core business drivers like efficiency and customer experience. We've laid out the how, a simple no-code blueprint that pretty much anyone can use. And we've understood the what, that fundamental shift to tools that actually learn and improve. So really, the only thing left is for you to give it a try. So, my challenge to you is this. Think about it. What is one small, repetitive task in your own work that you could automate? It doesn't have to be massive. It could be something simple like sorting emails or pulling numbers for a weekly report. That one little experiment could be your first step in turning AI from this abstract buzzword into a really powerful tool in your own personal blueprint. Thanks for joining us.